Amanda, and I'm going to be doing a story time video today. Aren't you excited? I know I am. One is funny, and one you'll probably think is funny, but I'm still pretty upset about it. Alright, so let's get right into it. This is the funny one. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that, because that was more like spooky than funny. I guess I should have been more like, this is the funny video! This is the funny video. This is the funny video. This is the funny video. This is so hilarious. Oh my gosh. No. You're gonna like this video. It's funny. This is the funny video. No, this video is funny and you're gonna love it. Okay. I guess you see the smiley face over there. I don't know where he come from, but I've decided to call him Walter, and he's gonna be part of my video. So basically, this one, it was funny, so I worked it out with these. And back then, you could smoke. Now you can smoke in the building, but you could smoke outside on the what we call the back dock. So I was back there smoking. I know you're not supposed to. I know it's bad. Well, I got in a hurry, and I forgot that I was actually smoking, and I walked in the building, and walked through the kitchen, and I walked through the dish, and then I realized I was still smoking. So, I put the cigarette out, what I thought in the dish area. I thought that I wet it enough, and I threw it in the trash can. I went out, and I made my rounds around the restaurant, make sure everybody was okay, you know. I come back into the dish room, and I saw that this trash can was on fire, and I was like, so I quickly swooped into action, and well, really, I went over, grabbed the trash can, I dragged it through the kitchen, out to the back, and then I was like, okay, now I gotta put this fire out. So I grabbed this hose. Now, I've never used this water hose at this job, or one that looked like it. So it took me a minute. So while I was trying to figure out how to use the hose, how to turn it on, another coworker was going to find a manager, because they were like, they saw me taking a trash can that was flaming restaurant. So they're like, Amanda has a trash can that is on fire. And they're like, what? And she's like, yeah, you need to come check it out, because she doesn't know what she's doing. Okay, and this is what makes it so funny. So my manager, who knows me very well, come out there to help me, and as soon as he opened the door to the back, I had the hose ready to go, and I pointed. As soon as he opened that door, I squeezed that trigger at that trash can, and I had it turned the wrong way, and a bunch of water just spewed up in my face. Kind of looked like this. So I'm soaking wet. The trash can is still on fire. My manager has to take the hose. He puts out the fire, and I go get dried off. Pretty short story. I guess I made it longer than it should have, but it was pretty funny. I mean, if you know me, and my boss knows me, and my coworkers, it's kind of, you know, expected. Not a shock, but it was really funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And so next I'm going to tell you about the next story. And yes, it happened at Applebee's too. Okay, first to start this story, we're going to talk about me, because, well, it's important. First of all, I worked for this company for 3 years. I was promoted. I did expo, I did dish, I did to go, serve, bartend, I did it all. And then I got all these pins too, to prove that I was a good worker. So I just want you to know that I was a good worker. It's not just, you'll know what I'm talking about later in the story. Okay, so I got all these pins. I got the pin for being on time, for hygiene, for teamwork. I got them for time management, and I got the golden apple, which is like the best you can get. So we got this new manager, and he was ex-Marine. Now he started running this place like it was the military, and that's all fine and everything, but he took it a lot further. For example, like when the cooks, he would go back there and he would tell the cooks, like, if you do not cook this steak correctly, I'm going to kill you. He would lock us inside the building where we can't get out, so if there was a fire, we would have just burned up until we got every single little piece off the floor. He would fire waitresses just because they weren't pretty enough. So basically all of his employees, you know, one of my coworkers, we didn't like him and we didn't like what he was doing, and he was being very unprofessional. And we had this big boss, and he said, if you ever have a problem, come to me, I'll handle it, I'll be discreet, we'll take care of it. So I decided that I would take it upon myself to be the spokesperson for all the employees and speak up and try to help. But maybe just for him to just calm down and let the higher authorities know what was going on. Come to find out later, of course, the big boss told the manager. So it got to the point that I was pretty much ready to quit, but if you quit, you can't go on unemployment, and I had a child to take care of. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get fired from my first job. Try to get fired. It wasn't my first job, but first job getting fired from. So one day I purposely was late. Now I thought I was only 5 minutes late. He said I was 15, which was actually even better, but he didn't fire me. So a couple of weeks later, I'm serving this elderly couple, and they ordered their meal, and all they ordered was 2 glasses of water. So halfway through their meal, the elderly man, he was like, can I have a tea? So I was like, okay, I'll go get you a tea. And it was like an hour before we closed. We have this huge thing, you know, sweet tea, unsweet tea. It's just going to be thrown down the drain. So I took him his tea, and he called me over and he was like, you didn't charge me for it. And I was like, oh, that's okay, you know, we're just going to pour it out in. So the couple had said something to the big boss. And the big boss come to me and he was like, well, of course, after I cleaned up and everything, he said, I need you to come to the back with me. And I was like, okay. And he got this new manager in there to talk to me, and he was like, so we see that you didn't ring up this guy's sweet tea, so we're going to suspend you until further notice. Basically, he fired me, and that's what ended up happening. But what he did, okay, are you with me on this? Okay, he took me to the back, and he's like, okay, give me your apron. He wanted to take my shirt, but I didn't have anything to wear, so he couldn't take that. Then he was like, okay, give me your check presenter, and then he's like, give me your pen and my name tag. And I'm like, that's my name tag. So give me your tag, and all those, you know, all my buttons are on there. Now I've earned these buttons. These buttons were given to me, but I was like, can I just take the buttons off and just give you the badge? And he was like, no. He's like, lay your stuff down and I'm escorting you out of the building. He escorted me out of the building. I gave an elderly man a sweet tea. So I was escorted out and I was fired. Which it worked out for me, but still the point is firing somebody for giving somebody a sweet tea. So that was my video. Those were my 2 stories. I hope you liked them. I don't know if they really had a point. I was just sharing my story. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to say this. Subscribe and like. Thank you. I wonder if I like put my hand over the camera and then take my hand away, if I'll be ugly, you know, like those videos do. Let's try it. No, it's still pretty.